Welcome into this special episode of the Minnesota Sports by Minnesota Tim podcast. I'm so excited to be recording where I am recording today. I am at the Forum in Delano, which is super cool because I grew up about 15 minutes away from this building, from this town. Grew up and went to high school about 5 minutes away, which is super exciting. And I'm excited to be joined by Ben and Alexis, who work at the Forum. And we're right now in the podcast studios, a place that I've never recorded before or even been. And I've walked around, I've looked around, I've seen the cool things that the Forum has to offer. Ben, Alexis, thanks for joining the show. Thanks for the invite. Thanks for reaching out. It's a super cool place.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. We appreciate you stopping out and allowing us to be on the podcast today. This was a surprise for both of us to be able to jump in and be guests, but what a better way to spend the day.
We're very excited to have you. Thanks for
sure.
coming.
Absolutely. It's really a privilege to be here. A quick question for you guys, because I don't even know the answer. We just met 5 minutes ago. How long has the Forum been open?
We opened up the Forum in March. So March 1st was the first day we were open for reservations. We did our big grand opening ceremony on March 22nd. So just about 3 months out from those dates, and it's been a lot of fun.
Sure. And talk about your guys' roles and jobs at the Forum. Like, what do you do? Who do you oversee? Who oversees you? What? Just give us a little description of what happens.
Yeah, so I'm the general manager here at Forum. Alexis can speak on herself, but we do a little bit of everything here. You know, there's 2 of us on our full-time staff. We have a couple of concierges that help us out. And then Adam is our owner. He was in just a minute ago. And other than that, there's just us that kind of handle everything. So a lot of facility operation stuff that I oversee with podcasting and the golf simulators, pickleball courts. We both help with social media quite a bit. That's something that we've been really taking a notice to these past couple of weeks, is to get really fun, engaging content out there.
Yeah, I saw the one of Adam working at a desk, and then there's like a chair of you guys playing pickleball back and forth. It's like you're rolling a chair and you're going crazy. This looked pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was one of our biggest videos. That was a really fun one to film, and it's always fun when we get to engage with everybody in the videos. You know, it's fun to shoot social media stuff by yourself, but whenever we get to actually all do it together as a team, that definitely makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Sure. Alexis, talk about your role.
I am the Director of Hospitality and Communications, so kind of a long title, but just like Ben, I just work here. We're the best team under Adam, and then we oversee different pickleball instructors, golf instructors, along with group fitness coaches. So we have four coaches and 3 pickleball instructors, and then a few golf coaches as well.
Sure. And just so that we get an idea for the listeners listening that don't know what the Forum is, you've got business offices here. You got a golf simulator. You got pickleball.
2 golf simulators.
2 golf simulators. Okay. Have you used it yet?
Oh, of course I had to use it.
Yeah.
It was one of the first days that I was here. I had to break it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your golf game look like?
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
I think that it's the golf simulators though. They tend to flow right. I don't know.
It's got nothing to do with your slice.
Exactly.
It's the simulator.
It's the simulators,
Yeah. So people that are listening, if you come and it goes right, remember, it's just the simulator.
Your golf game is straight. Your swings there are down the middle every time.
Yeah. And then what were you going to say? 4 something?
4 pickleball courts.
4 pickleball courts. Cool.
4 indoor pickleball courts.
Cool. And did I see something about like a group play thing online the other day where like people can come and gather and socialize?
Then So we do the group clinics, which are led by an instructor, and you're going to get a private lesson within a group setting. So you can sign up for those group clinics. Then we also do open play, where if you are, I live in Delano by myself, and I don't have anybody around me to play pickleball, but I want to play pickleball. So you can come to this open play, and then you just play with the other people that signed up for this open play.
I love how intentional the Forum is with gathering the community, because I mean, let's be real. What Facebook and Instagram and what Twitter is, it talks about getting connected, but it's just getting connected on the phone. But pickleball, you're literally bringing people together. I love the example you just shared of people that are by themselves hanging out in Delano or a town close, and you're actually bringing them to the building, getting them to meet other people, getting them out of their house, and really connecting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. What would you guys say is your favorite part of the Forum?
My favorite part is pickleball.
Yeah.
I had never really played pickleball
It's growing like crazy.
until a couple of years ago, and a couple of years ago fell in love with it. And it's one of those growing sports, so addicting. You know, everybody's played basketball, everybody's played baseball and softball and volleyball, but pickleball, with how brand new it is, it's one of those things that gets really, really addicting.
For a guy that's never played like, why should I play pickleball?
Oh, it's kind of a combination of everybody's favorite sports. So everybody's played ping pong once or twice in their life, and tennis. It's tough to get up and down a tennis court. I can't speak for everybody, but I don't have much motivation to go outside and play tennis. But pickleball, you're just going to take ping pong, put it on a bigger scale. You're going to take tennis, put it on a little bit of a smaller scale, and you're creating the perfect game here.
Everyone can play it.
Yeah.
All ages.
And Alexis, what would you say is your favorite part of the forum?
My favorite part are the events we've been able to host in the past few months. I was able to host something called Bloom and Move. So we did multiple group fitness classes outside, along with make your own bouquets and lots of yummy pastries, donuts, and mocktails too.
Sweet. That's cool. And have you played pickleball? Are you a golfer? Are you a gamer? No? Yes?
I'm learning pickleball.
You're learning pickleball.
Haven't got there yet with golf.
Sure. Okay. And what would you say makes the forum unique versus other businesses that try to do something similar?
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things that makes us unique is that all of the different things that we incorporate. So you look at other pickleball places, you know, there might be a smaller gym to say, but our gym is fully functioning. We have fitness-only memberships because there's people that just want to come in and use our gym. The office tenants that we have upstairs, it's hard for them to leave at the end of the day because there's stuff going on even after their workday is done with. It's one of those things that once you come in the morning, it's really, really hard to get out of here at the end of the day because there's just more stuff to do.
Seriously. What perfect place than to have a lunch break at the forum? You're working in your business. I'm getting hungry. Let me go get something to eat. Let me play a quick game of pickleball or hit a round of balls at the simulator.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. All right. Well, if you are interested in the forum, look up and check out their website, forumdelano.com. It's right in the heart of Delano, or at least very close, right next to the Peppermint Twist. For those that grew up around here or know what Peppermint Twist is, one of the most famous ice cream places in all of Minnesota. Delano is also, we attend this every year, it has the biggest 4th of July parade in the state of Minnesota. We attend that parade every single year, and the forum, it's all in this city. Delano is growing. The forum is here to stay. It's got business offices, pickleball, fitness areas, golf simulators. Am I missing anything?
Sauna, locker rooms, group fitness classes.
All right, I just need to get something off my chest. Maybe you guys know, and I'm going to ask you, what is the point of a sauna besides just to boil and get hot? Can you guys explain to me? Do you guys have any idea of what a sauna is?
I can answer this one. So
perfect.
I thought Ben would have an idea, but no, you're not a sauna guy?
I have saunaed while I was here. I've been corrected on that. It's not sauna, it's sauna.
Sauna. It's not sauna either. It's sauna.
Sauna. Correct.
Wow. Who corrected you on that, Alexis?
Not Alexis. Adam. Adam, our owner.
Adam. Wow. Another guy corrected sauna.
He is very particular on that.
Yeah. Because I've seen these saunas, and like you can buy at home saunas, like put downstairs. I'm like, I don't even get the point of it. It's just bake. All right, Alexis.
It essentially helps get rid of the toxins and chemicals in your body.
Oh.
So it helps push all of that out through sweat.
Wow. That's incredible. I never knew that.
The really intense people with their saunas, they will sit in the sauna for 15, 20 minutes, take an ice cold shower, 5-minute ice cold shower, back in the sauna, and kind of jump back and forth 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Helps with sleep, energy, recovery after a workout, and then when your muscles are that hot, you can get a really, really good stretch in too.
The only thing that I'm familiar with saunas is the show Seinfeld. I don't know if you guys are fans. It's an older show. Kramer, one of the top characters, is sitting in a sauna, and he says, "Man, it feels like a sauna in here." So, saunas, they're good for your health. Get the chemicals out of your body, right?
Yes.
So you said, all right. And the forum has that too. They've got everything. They've got all the goods. Check out forumdelano.com. Check it out for yourself. Forum Delano. Check it out.
Thanks for having us, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So again, I'm at the Forum Delano in Delano, Minnesota. So I'm recording today, and that was Ben and Alexis. They both work here. This place is new, and it launched on early March, which is spectacular. And now I'm going to transition to the Minnesota sports section of this podcast, because that's what we predominantly talk about. We talk about the Vikings, Timberwolves, Twins, Wild, but mostly Vikings and Timberwolves. And I came across some stories recently about the NFC North, the division the Vikings play in. And the Detroit Lions have lost so many pieces this offseason. One, they lose their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, Ben Johnson to the Chicago Bears, and Aaron Glenn to the New York Jets. And then they lose starting offensive lineman to the Tennessee Titans, Zeitler. And then they just find out yesterday that their starting center, Frank Ragnow, is going to be retiring. So the Detroit Lions are losing all their guts that made their team a championship roster. Sure, they still got Jared Goff. They still got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They still got their duo running back threats. But I just want to explain and touch on just how lucky the Minnesota Vikings are for not being in the position that the Detroit Lions are in right now. Last year, final week of the year, the division's on the line. Lions win, Vikings win, that team wins the division. The Lions win, they advance to 15-2. The Vikings lose, they are 14-3. And what happens next is the Lions, they lose early in the playoffs. The Vikings, they lose early in the playoffs. But because the Lions were the best team in the NFC North, every single team or a bunch of teams from other places are plucking their players and coaches and putting them in their organization. The Vikings, they return their offensive coordinator. They return their defensive coordinator. Kevin O'Connell staying the same. Our quarterback coach got plucked, and he's with Jacksonville now. But the main decision makers and play callers that were on the Vikings last year are still on the Vikings this year. And that is almost impossible to do for any NFL team that finishes with a 14-3 record. So even though last year it was deflating losing to the Lions in the final week of the year and losing out on winning the NFC North, you look back on that loss right now, and Vikings fans can be grateful that they lost that game. Because instead of losing all of our gut pieces that make an organization run great, Brian Flores is staying. Wes Phillips is staying. Kevin O'Connell still here. So you think about how bad that loss was last year. And it was sad. It was a blowout. It was embarrassing. But the fact that the Vikings still have their core pieces in place is because they lost that game. And NFL teams in different cities came hunting for members of the Detroit Lions organization because they won the NFC North last year. And they had the first round bye. But the truth is, the Lions lost in their first game against the Washington Commanders, and the Vikings lost their first game against the Los Angeles Rams. So although the Lions won the North, and people want to make that out to be something bigger than it was, because if you don't win the Super Bowl, who really cares? But although they won the North, they lost their first playoff game. The Vikings lost their first playoff game. They were both going home at the end of the day. And now the Lions are losing 2 offensive linemen. They lose their offensive coordinator, their defensive coordinator. They are being gutted from the inside out. And the Lions had the best offensive line in football last year. Well, now their starting center is gone. A legendary center, Frank Ragnow. And this is advantage Minnesota Vikings. He retires. And there's no more important position on the offensive line than center. Because if you're playing center, you're so responsible for communicating with the quarterback and the other offensive linemen, getting protections down and figuring out the formula to blocking the other defensive line. So it's pretty cool. And the Minnesota Vikings have a big advantage because they lost in the final week of the year last year. Now, last year, I wouldn't, and we'll never root for the Vikings to lose in a game of that magnitude, but looking back in the month of June, you can look back and say, I'm grateful they lost because the Lions are being gutted and the Vikings are still intact. All right, the next topic I wanted to talk about, and this has been a juicy one for a bit, and it really goes back to the trade deadline because the Timberwolves were rumored to be interested in trading for Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant is Anthony Edwards' buddy. Anthony Edwards looks up to Kevin Durant and has called him his favorite basketball player, basically his idol. And the Phoenix Suns are looking most likely to get rid of Durant because they're paying Bradley Beal, they're paying Devin Booker, and you're paying all these guys to miss the playoffs. So they're looking to shed some salary. And the Timberwolves are rumored to be one of those teams interested in Durant. Durant will be 37 years old next year. His numbers are still spectacular. 26.6 points per game. Still up there in the free throw count. Shooting 52% from the field. His numbers are stellar. But I want the Timberwolves to stay away from Kevin Durant. Although he could provide experience to Edwards, although he could provide a team that is looking to explore a championship window for at least 1 year, I want no part of Kevin Durant in Minnesota for a number of reasons. The first reason is Kevin Durant, you look at what he's done in his past few NBA seasons, and really, he puts up sensational numbers. 26 points last year, 27, 26, 29, 29, 29. The dude is a stat-stuffing machine. But there's not a lot of goods there. Durant has not produced winning basketball teams. And he has not won basketball games on a consistent basis since he played for the Brooklyn Nets. And has not won a title or gone to the NBA Finals since he's played with the Golden State Warriors. Without the Golden State Warriors, Kevin Durant is a stat-stuffing machine and nothing more. Sure, he went to the finals with the Thunder. He went to the Eastern Conference Finals with the Brooklyn Nets, but has never won anything substantially or worth bragging about besides an MVP award with the Thunder without the Golden State Warriors. So what would make you think that Durant is going to join an organization that has never won anything worthwhile and make them into a title contender? Sure, the idea, the theory of, well, Edwards is getting doubled, you dish it off to a guy, and that guy's Durant, they'll be unstoppable, but it's stoppable. Nothing is unstoppable when Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh couldn't win a title in their first season. So I hear what the ideas are. And if Durant became a Timberwolf, I would struggle not to get excited because the idea, the theories, the hype, I would fall for it. I would fall for Durant and Edwards and whoever else they could put on the roster. But it would quicken the Timberwolves championship window. And the truth is, players don't enter their championship window until they're 26 to 30 years old. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP of the league, this year, 26 years old, will probably win the NBA Finals. You look at previous NBA champions, Jason Tatum, 26 years old, Kawhi Leonard, prime years in his 20s, The Warriors, prime years, and even in their 30s, they've won championships. The Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, 28 years old. Players don't win championships when they're 24. And Anthony Edwards is going to be 24 years old next year. So the point I'm making is, why are we trying so hard to quicken the window that will open for Anthony Edwards when he turns 26 years old? You trade pieces for Durant. It's most likely a one-year rental for Durant. And then what? If you trade Jaden McDaniels or you trade important bench pieces for Durantula, then you get him 1 year. Well, what's the plan after that? So the name is huge, and there's lots of reports about the Timberwolves going superstar hunting. And I'm not going to lie to you, that's exciting. That gets me excited. But when you think about it big picture, Durant has not accomplished a single thing for a team without the Golden State Warriors. And the Timberwolves are not the Golden State Warriors. So to think that Durant is going to come to Minnesota and make them into a championship powerhouse, I disagree with that theory. I disagree with that logic entirely. So, in my opinion, the Timberwolves should stay away from Kevin Durant. And my last point, if you bring Durant to the Timberwolves organization, what's going to happen is Anthony Edwards is going to want that again in the future. And if the Timberwolves cannot bring in another superstar like Durant, Edwards is going to go hunting somewhere else. This is my USA All-Star Game theory. When a player like Kevin Love or someone on an organization like Love was with the Timberwolves, when they join Team USA and play with the best athletes in the world, their mind starts to wander into, what would this be like in the NBA season? What would this be like to have for 82 games and the playoffs? Instead of me being the sole championship player and provider of this franchise, it'd be nice to have a little help. So if Edwards gets joined with Durant in Minnesota, Edwards is going to want that for the rest of his career. And although it would be all good for maybe one season, maybe Edwards is going to want that again. And he's going to want somebody else to step in and be like, hey, you take on some of the load. I don't want to carry this franchise to a title. I don't want to be solely responsible. I don't want the fan base blaming me for everything that could go wrong. So with all of those things into consideration, Durant is not 32. He's not 31. If he was 30, 31, this would be a different story. He's 37 next year. It's a one-year rental. I don't want to clear out the guts of the Timberwolves organization to bring in Durant for 1 year when it could go absolutely wrong. So, Timberwolves, avoid Durant at all costs. That's the takes for the day. Thank you for listening and for watching. The forum, Delano.com. Check it out. Pickleball, saunas, golf simulators. They got fitness. They've got everything here. I love Delano. It's a great place to stay. It's a great place to live. And now they're adding businesses like the Forum Delano, which are spectacular. ForumDelano.com. Check them out today. And thank you for choosing to join this podcast and for going on this podcasting journey with me.